first and foremost, I have to start by saying Grownish isn't perfect. It's still a microcosm that we are representing, but in terms of the people that we do have on the show, it was interesting. A lot of the characters were tailor-made to who was in them. Luca, who plays Luca, met Kenya Barris at the Soho House, and that's how that came to be. Chloe and Hallie, I remember he heard us. I was presenting an award, and they were accepting on behalf of Beyonce, just as they do. And I remember apparently the mic didn't turn off, and I was like, oh my gosh, those are my friends! And so Kenya heard me, and was like, okay, we have to capture that on the show. But in terms of what we were trying to do, it's similar to Blackish in that everybody has a very different point of view. And so entering the college campus, we had a chance to give even more variety in terms of ideology and core beliefs, because we're no longer a part of the same family. We were no longer raised the same way. And so with that came the task of trying to figure out what would our storylines be, what would our growing up be like, so that when we approach these topics, everyone had a natural and different response. And what was even more interesting to establish was how everybody has their own bias. And that's really explored throughout the seasons, and that's even going to be explored in the next 2 or 3 episodes, I think, depending on where we're at. Yeah. And so exploring really a natural way to figure out who has their own bias and how it's informed by who they are. You even see that episode, there's a moment in which Nomi, who's bisexual, is talking to Aaron, and he's not really understanding bisexuality. He's not really getting it, which is really funny because he is the activist on campus, and he is the outspoken person, and we're not using that moment to invalidate his opinions, but to say that there's still so much more that he has to learn. And then there's Nomi on the other end being like, embrace me as a bi woman, but you see the bias she has towards Dave, who's also bisexual. And then you even have Zoe growing up, and there are little moments throughout the show in which you realize, like, oh, she hasn't quite figured it out yet.